Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. You're looking at the Carport project, which has really consumed quite a bit of my time over the last 10 weeks. Started out with tearing that lean-to down, moving that truck box, bringing gravel in, getting trucks stuck, discovering there are better tools for leveling and everything else. In this video, I'm going to put a bunch of small videos together so you guys could kind of see what transpired after I was done with the excavator and so forth. Just a bunch of shorts. Anyway, I would be doing some work on some all-terrain vehicles, but after spending some time with the eye doctor this morning, he put dilation drops in my eyes and I just can't see worth a hoot. So I figured I might as well put these videos up. I do have them. I'll just string them together and set them up for you guys. So I hope you all enjoy them. This has been taking quite a lot of my time. It's good exercise, I might add. So for all of us, if you do what we do, frequently you find the need to level off a large area, whether it's a parking lot or you're going to add on to your garage. You just want to create some place flat to store your stuff. So here's what I went through. So I bought 3 yards of item 4, and unfortunately it ran out pretty quickly. I guess one doesn't figure quite all that they would need. I figured I only needed a yard or two, and 3 yards disappeared. So I ordered another 3 yards, and the guy couldn't put it where I wanted him to because he was like the worst truck driver in the world. First of all, his truck had highway tires on it. You can see by the threads here. And I told him, right, I made extra space. I said, yo, when you back up, don't stop the truck. So, he kind of goes through here, pulls into the hollow, and stops. And I'm like, and you could see where he was. He's all the way down here, I'm like, oh, man. At least if you would have swung through and put it up there. So after spinning and churning things up, as you could see, he goes, do you think I should put it in 4-wheel drive? Like, oh, come on, who's driving this truck, me or you? So he puts it in 4-wheel drive, but by that time he already buffed up the lawn and, could see the big mess he made. Finally, I, got him to stop fooling around, and we put item 4 down, and he managed to back the truck up into there, pull it more or less where, pull it down here, and we managed to get the item 4 somewhere close to where I want it. I'm going to have a stretch of nice weather for the next few days, so I want to get this pad completely done, and then I'm going to start leaning. I'm already calling and bothering the people about the carport, but I'm going to really start leaning on them to get a day. So we need to get the backhoe out and do some work. So the first 3 yards of item 4 are all cleaned up, and we're sitting here nice and level. So now it's a matter of firing up the backhoe and moving the next 3 yards. I'm really amazed how much dirt it took to fill this in, but I guess when you look at this height over here, I'm probably looking at over a foot, right? And that'll That'll chew up some dirt. And just a few moments on this carport. When you're setting up a carport, you need to try to be as level as possible, particularly for the two, I'm going to call it the long walls, the walls that are attached to the ground. That side's going to be opened and that side's going to be open. But they're going to fasten two rails to the ground, one there and one along there. And then they're going to build the carport up from there. It's going to be an upside down U, basically. So I went a little old school on leveling it. You can see the 10-foot long 2x4 there, 12 foot long 2x4 there, and the 2-foot level. And I leveled this, and it seemed to be pretty good. And I kept looking at that corner, and I'm saying, boy, that corner's high, and you know, and I mentioned it to a buddy of mine, Chuck, who actually does construction for a living. So he came over here with a DeWalt laser level, and it was like the easiest thing in the world. He took the tamp, just made a bit of a level spot. Didn't have to be perfectly level, because the laser level is self-leveling, right? So he sets the laser level down. He puts in those green stakes. He put in 4 of these green stakes, more or less at the corners of where things were going to be. And he turns on the laser level, which once is right up against the ground. So he ends up with a spot on that stake, and he uses pencil to mark it, and as the laser level is spinning really quick, you can see a spot on that stake, which he marks, spot on that stake, and then that stake. He just tied the string onto the stakes and, made sure the string lined up with the marks, and walked around the outside, and that string here is perfectly level. And once again, he did that with all 4 corners. So all I have to do, particularly once again for these 2 long sides, that side and that side, is make sure that I'm level, and I'm all done. It was easy to discover with this string, right? You have almost no space between the string right here. So I'll knock that down a little and drag some toward there where there's obviously more space underneath the string. Hopefully you guys could see it. I've got the sun in my eyes at this point. Yeah, I think you guys could see it. I just have to drag some here, then get my tape and make sure, I don't know, it's about 6 inches all along there and all along there, and it's all good. I must say, things work so much quicker nowadays with the laser levels and so forth. If you go way back, we used to use, the rod and the level, the straight 2x4 and the level to level things out. And I'm sure there's a few of you who still do that, and that's really old school. Some people are good enough at it where their eye will more or less determine level. I'm pretty good, but not good enough. I don't want the carport people giving me grief, so I figured I'd get a little help with the level and the laser. So first it was this, kind of grew up with that. Then as a kid, as we moved forward, we would have a transit out there, and it would be there, and you'd be holding a ruler up, right? And was it the transit gives you a number on the ruler, right? You focus on it and, okay, I don't know, let's say 48. And then over there, if you saw a 50, you knew that it was going downhill and you knew you needed two more inches there. And then you would just kind of hop it at a bunch of spots along the line here, and hopefully you see a bunch of 48s. Then you would go over there. Right now you would be seeing somewhere like 42 and perhaps 50 over there. So you would know that you got to level this out, right? That has to go down and this has to go up. So that was kind of second generation, was when we started with the transit. And nowadays, once again, self-leveling laser. Just tamp the ground. It just has to be close to level. It doesn't have to be perfect. As the thing spins around, self-leveling, shoot your laser beam, and there you go. This morning, when the sun wasn't on this, you could see the red laser easily. With the sun on it, it's obviously a little harder. Like right there, it would be really hard to tell. If it were dusk, you could probably see the laser go along the string until, once again, the string bows and then comes up, or, you know, would catch a piece of the string by both sides of the stake in the center where it bows down a little bit, right? Gravity. The laser would probably miss it. But there you go. I got to tell you, things have gotten so much easier in the land of construction than the days of old. Back then, building this garage, as an example, one had to pound in every nail. 8 penny for the sheeting, 16 for all the structural wood, all the 2x4s, 6s, 8s, 10s, right? You'd be pounding away on those 16s or pounding away on those 8 penny nails. And you don't think it's much until you're putting up a sheet of plywood, right? 4x8. You should have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 nails or so in every sheet of plywood, right? And just this wall, 6 sheets of plywood, that's a lot of nails. When you put them in with the pneumatic nailer, it's just thunk and done, right? Putting it in with a hammer, you'd be on that nail, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. If you were an amateur, 6, 10 times you'd have to hit that nail. So just so much quicker. When we put this thing up, we use trusses, and we use my backhoe loader with forks on it, with forklift type forks. And it was easy. Once again, just started in the center, right? Drove in, put it right on the edge joist. Then the next one, then went on the other side and did the same thing again. Just made life so much easier. I guess that's why we don't quite need as many people to build a home, right? You have a few people who know exactly what they're doing, and they knock it out real quick. Yeah, leveling this thing, I don't think it took my buddy Chuck, I don't think it took him 5 minutes. Now, the laser level he was using, the DeWalt with the rechargeable battery that was self-leveling, that's a $300-400 piece of equipment, right? So, yeah, I mean, that level and 2x4, you're probably looking at a $20 bill. The transit, I don't know, back in the day, they were over $100, which is probably close to the $400 that a laser level is today. So technology, it's expensive. Anyway, I'm showing you this part of the carport just so that you guys could see it as it grows from the ground to what it becomes. I still don't have a date for it arriving. Hopefully soon. Anyway, I really want to thank you guys for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.